What's going on, everybody? It is your man Cleveland Terry, and today we're going to be talking about the PROX XS DDJ-1000 slider controller with wheels. Is it worth the price? Let's talk about it now. When you're looking for DJ cases, there's a ton of different variations, different styles. Maybe you just want a simple case, maybe you want a soft case, maybe you want a hard case, maybe you want a case with a tray on the top, maybe you want wheels. There's so many options out there, and I have always been kind of stuck on Odyssey gear. I've always bought Odyssey cases. Anytime I needed something for a new controller or a new turntable, I went to Odyssey. Knowing that there are a lot of different companies out there, I just figured that Odyssey was probably the best and safest bet. But as manufacturers go, there's a lot of options out there. There's Odyssey, there's Gator, there's Magma, there's SK8. There's a lot of different options, and for the most part, they are very good. When I got my DDJ-1000, I still have my old Odyssey case. And after removing a couple of side pieces, my DDJ-1000 fit in my SX2 Odyssey case. Now, this was a basic case, no wheels, no slider, no real space. Everything was just kind of a perfect snug fit. And it worked for me because it was a controller that I wasn't using all that often, only for smaller gigs. So it made it really easy. It was small, it was super portable. It could go anywhere, it could slide into any space. But after a while, I started having little issues. The handles weren't closing properly. A couple of the ball mounts, the corner ball mounts were starting to get a little loose. And I just decided, you know what, maybe I should look somewhere else. So originally I had looked at the Gator case. A friend of mine had the Gator case for his SX2. It had the slider, nice little trolley handle, and wheels. Smooth ride. Thought this is gonna be the case I'm gonna get. I went to look at it, started looking at reviews, and the review kept saying the same thing. Sharp edges. There's these pieces on it that are really, really sharp, and I've cut myself, yada, yada, yada. And I said, no, it's probably not real. Went to my friend's case, opened up his case, and sure enough, the places that were considered super sharp, he had already taped over to protect his hands. So I said, you know what, I'm not gonna go with that. Let me look a little more. So I went online, of course. Odyssey is the first thing that pops up. And Odyssey is a very pricey case designer. They are typically anywhere between $50 to $100, so $200 more than some of the other competitors. And when I looked at the case and saw the case price for the Odyssey at upwards of $369, $379, I think it's time to start looking at other alternatives. So I started looking, and as I said before, I looked at the Magmas, I looked at the Gator, and then this one little case company popped up, and their price was considerably cheaper. It was about $100 cheaper than Odyssey, and that was the PROX case. Based upon what I could see from online, the case looked good. Dimension looked good. It looked pretty much just like the Odyssey case. It had a nice kind of cool honeycomb design around the entire frame. Made it a really, really cool look. And came in different colors. Came in black, came in silver, came in yellow, came in red. Now, as a DJ, for me, I gotta stay a little bit more conservative. So I didn't want to go with the black because I've had black cases, and for me, they look really good when you first buy them, but when you start throwing them into vehicles and you start throwing equipment on top of them, they scratch like crazy, and then they end up looking like shit. So I would rather have corners and sides that are silver. That way, when they do get scratches and they do get hit and banged on, you can't notice it. It's just silver on silver. When you hit the black coating, the metal's not black. So when you hit it and it scratches, the silver comes out anyway. So I said, why even deal with the middleman? Let's just stay silver. That way I know it's gonna look good for a long time, even when it's beat to hell. So I started looking at these PROX cases, went online, started looking at the reviews. All the reviews were coming back, just amazing. Oh, that's a great case. I love it, yada, yada, yada. Went online, went to several different sites, and they were all saying great things. So I bought it from IDJ now, and I mean, sure enough, within 2 days, it was ready at my house. I took a look at it. It was a wonderful case. Now I know some of you guys are gonna say, what, PROX? Psh, I've been using PROX for 30 years. They're amazing. How come you didn't know about them? Where have you been? Well, I've been here, and I've been using Odyssey products, and forgive me that I don't know every single product known to man. So let's talk about the things that I love about the case. Well, let me show you. So the case itself has a nice slide mechanism right here. You can see I can do it one-handed, and I'm not really getting any debris or anything in the tracks yet. My S9 mixer, I can barely open and close without some serious force. But this one at the current time slides pretty good. No real complaints there. It's got a nice large footprint to be able to hold your computer and an iPad or food, whatever you want to use. It's got the access ports right here, one on this side and one on this side. If you have multiple plugs, multiple USBs and your power cords, you can run them on different sides. It also has the slide out tray with a exceptionally wide area of access. Now it's made for the DDJ-1000, so there really isn't any access ports besides the 1/4 inch and the mini jack. But, they've given you full access to this. It is a taller case because of the glide system, but also because it's added in on the bottom a nice 1-unit rack system here. So they have provided, and of course I'm testing out this mic system right here, but I want you to see what's underneath it. So they've provided all of the space underneath, and they've given you these drillable rack pieces. So you can just drill them in like so, and then place your rack, secure it in the control box so it's not bouncing around as you're transporting your equipment. So that's a really nice feature, and I'm actually going to use it. I'm going to rack this right in here. This is a little shorter. It's a smaller rack unit, but it does have access to the super long ones. But as you can see, I'm just going to rack them in the center here. Also, because of the extra space on the bottom, if you don't have a rack, you have access to all of this open area. So now you can put a charging surge protector and cards or cabling and all that stuff. The back of the controller for cable management actually has a really good amount of space in here. I mean, we're talking 4 inches deep and about 26 inches wide. So that gives you full-on access to be able to put anything you really want in here. As you can see, there's no height limitation except for when you slide your case over, but even then, you still get a pretty good amount of space beneath it. So you can go a little higher than your controller here. And I have a surge protector. I have a power cord for my Mac. I have XLRs, and one of the things that I really love about it is you can see here, the XLRs, there's actually space. A lot of the controllers, if you leave your XLRs in, and they're putting a lot of strain on the cabling. But on this one, there's a lot of extra space to be able to put everything. So I've been able to keep my XLRs, my booth monitor, my USB, my microphone jack, the power supply, which has space, so it's not getting beat up on also. And as I said before, an entire surge protector. And if I wanted to, I could take this surge protector right here, I can turn it to the side, I can slide it underneath, which gives me even more access. So there's a lot of space on this case, which is what I really love. There's tons of space in the case, gives you plenty of opportunities to put everything that you normally would have hanging out or at the bottom of your table. You can practically put this in there. It's a little heavier than your average case because it's a little bigger than your average case. The case itself is about 32 inches wide and about 20 inches deep without using the slider. And the height of it is about 10 inches off the table. If you're trying to compare that to other cases, maybe cases that don't have the glide, that don't have the secondary rack space, well, it's about 2.5 inches across the board. So 2.5 inches wider, 2.5 inches higher, 2.5 inches deeper. So keep that in mind, because even though it's just slightly bigger than your basic case, it is going to be slightly bigger in your car or in your truck. So you have to just keep that in mind, because if you might have it set up a certain way, now it won't fit the way it did before. But I am glad that I did stumble upon PROX. So far, I've been using this case for maybe 6 weeks now, and I've actually loved it. Love. One thing to mention is that the handle is a pull-out handle. So it has a normal handle design where you lift up and pull. It doesn't have the trolley kind of luggage rack style. So it's gonna be a little lower as you pull it, but I haven't found any issue, at least for my arms. It's been just normal, right at the kind of normal arm pulling length. And the wheels are very, very good on it. They're very smooth. I've been able to take them over, really bumpy roads. I mean, the roads right outside my house, getting into my car are bumpy, and it's a very smooth ride. It also has the back port where you can remove the plate and then run your cords through that. I never take mine off. I'd rather run it over the top. It's just me, but I just don't want the idea of knowing that there is a vacant hole where liquids and air and fluids and rain can all make their way in there. So I don't keep mine exposed, and I'm not walking around with the screwdriver every time I want to use it. I slide it over and then close it back up. No, that's not about that life. So I did have one minor issue, and I actually just noticed it when I was going to film. One of my feet are missing, and I thought that was a little odd. So what I was going to do was just going to remove all of the feet. But then I said, you know what, let's check out their customer service. Let's see how good they are. So I went online, went to their website. I called the phone number and I said, look, I have a missing foot and screw. So I'd like to get a new one. The guy says, send me an email. And his name was Sam. Sam says, send me an email and we'll get one out to you. Sent him the email yesterday afternoon. This morning, Sam sends me another email saying, we've sent you your new foot and screw. Here's your tracking number. No questions asked. They didn't ask me where I bought it from. They didn't ask me how long I've had it. They didn't ask me if I did something to cause it. They just sent out another foot. No charge, just sent it out. That is good customer service, and that's what I like out of a company. Take care of the people who buy your products. Very, very important. So that's definitely a plus in my view. And just for that, I'm going to continue to keep using their products. I actually have another DDJ-1000 at the warehouse and an SX that I'm going to replace with the new cases. They've been in soft cases right now, so we're going to get these hard cases for it, and we'll use them until the wheels fall off. But I have a feeling that when the wheels fall off, I'll just tell them, and then they'll send me a new wheel. All right, guys, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you found what I said here useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said here really useful, hit that subscribe button. Also, follow me on the Twitters and the Instagrams. Make sure you follow me there. Also, one more thing, I need to just put this out here. Make it a point to hit that bell notification, not just subscribe, because the bell notification actually tells you when my videos are out. And the way YouTube works, a lot of people won't get them unless they hit that bell notification. So make sure you hit that bell notification. And guys, always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Peace.